which is, as you said, almost on par with all of our exports. But really, in terms of forex, it is higher than coffee, it is higher than tea, it's higher than horticulture, it's higher than tourism. So all of our traditional forex earners have been outdone by remittances, and we hadn't even at this point sort of structured systems for both for the collection of this remittance, but also for the investment of this remittance. And where we're going is the creation of incentives that ensure that these remittances, as Kenyans continue to send money home for medical insurance and for food and for rent and so on, and support their families, which is, as you know, a very African thing to do. We also want them to increasingly send money home in the form of investments. So your $5 million investment in Kenya is one of those things that we want to see more of diasporans doing, so that at some point you say X stake of Nala is actually supported by diaspora funds or diaspora investments, and that kind of thing. So of course Kenyans are already investing in various things, but increasingly we want to structure those investments. And you might have seen that we are already making changes in the infrastructure environment, in the investment environment, so that now Kenyans are able to do it digitally, online, and so on. And so we are trying to remove the barriers that have always been there for diasporans investing from home, from abroad, so that they don't have to depend on family to buy that house, or to buy those shares, or to set up that infrastructure bond. They can actually do it from the comfort of their phone, of their computer, from Helsinki. Right. So, so these are some of the things that the State Department is doing. Of course, for us, it's critical that we're able to protect Kenyans' rights and welfare as a first principle wherever they are. And then after we protect them, then we want to be able to engage them, to speak with them on social media, on conversations like this. But beyond that, then we want to be able to support them in the things that they are doing. If they are working abroad, if they have businesses that they have set up that are abroad, and so on. And then we want them to be involved in the national development process. And that sort of brings back the conversation on remittances. How can they then prosper, so that their investments at home are not purely because they are patriotic, but because it makes sense for them. So these are some of the things that we're doing. And I'm grateful to see increasingly that players like yourself and others are taking seriously the place the diaspora holds, or the work that they do as far as our national development is concerned. And so the work that's happening in bringing down the cost of remittances, but also in being able to do simple things like pay. If I apply for a new passport and I do that on eCitizen, I want to be able to clear that transaction by paying for that process on eCitizen. Until now, we've had some challenges with a number of the different payment systems, and what has happened is that Kenyans have had to call home and say, hey, I'm trying to finish this transaction, can you pay for me on M-Pesa, and then I'll pay it back. And some entrepreneuring family members will give you an exchange rate of 180 shillings to the dollar or whatever. So, so it's really important for Kenyans to be able to complete those transactions, particularly on eCitizen, because that is how you do business with government. So this is a really welcome